While down at Orlando at TD Ameritrade's national conference, I was able to pull aside one of Byrnes Consulting's best clients that grew a whopping 51.1% last year. We are excited to bring you another video from Byrnes Consulting for the FPA Coaches Corner. Hey, this is Mike Byrnes here at the TD Ameritrade LINC conference. I have
Mark Shone, Shone Asset Management.
He's an FPA member and he's wonderful in sales, so we're going to get a little advice from him. Hey Mark, so when it comes to advisors, what makes a good salesperson and a bad salesperson?
I was told one time by a mentor of mine that people like to hang around people who are interested and not interesting. So I think what makes a great salesperson is somebody who's trying to identify what's on the prospect's mind, what's important to them, instead of data dumping all the information about their firm, their products, their services. So be interested and don't worry as much about being interesting.
Hey, so when it comes to solution selling, that's kind of a popular term that you hear. Is that something that works or not?
The way I like to think about it is you frame financial planning in a couple different ways. What are the common things that occur? The common things, everybody does data gathering and it gets you information. That's common to everything. The differentiator for most people, and I don't think of it as salesy, but I think of it as a problem solver, a solutions provider, is when you take that information, what are the insights you gain from that? What are the actions you're gonna propose that they take, and what are the outcomes that they have? So I think when you're working with a prospect, solution solver means get to the insights, the actions, and the outcomes. Whatever's important to them. We're going to design things that will put that on track.
Mark, I know you have a lot of sales experience from over the years. Tell me about some of the worst practices you've seen, things that advisors definitely just should not do.
The worst things that I've seen from salespeople could be put in a category that I call show up and throw up. And I had a recent person call me from an investment firm, and we spoke for 30 minutes. The person on the other line spoke for about 28 minutes, and when, in this case, he hung up with me, he literally didn't know how many people worked in my office. I don't think he knew the city of my office. He didn't know how I managed assets. He didn't identify whether I had any problem areas. He just essentially talked about his firm for 28 minutes, and I ended by saying, okay, well, thanks for the information, and hung up. I don't think he even has my email to follow up with me.
So I've heard in my travels some advisors say throw away the pitchbook. Any advice there?
Well, the fact that we call it a pitch book is probably a really bad sign, because we just talked about solutions-based selling, and a pitch book is a pitch. It's all in order, and there's no dynamic element to it. So one of the things that I've used a program called Prezi. Prezi is a dynamic presenter of like a PowerPoint type of a screen, but you can dynamically go anywhere the conversation leads you. So some people are visual, and that's the way they learn. So if we are talking about estate planning, I'll go to the portion of Prezi that identifies and talks about estate planning, put it up on the screen, and then we'll have a discussion. If they want to talk about asset management, I'll go to that portion. So Pitchbook, I think, is dead, and I don't think it's a very good sales tool. Prezi is more dynamic and allows me to talk about what's important to clients.
And recently you had a prospect that was wowed?
I had a prospect at the end of the meeting said, who handles your technology? And I said, I went to a really important resource called Google and found Prezi. So it's pretty easy.
Want to improve your business development efforts? Reach out to Byrnes Consulting at byrnesconsulting.com. We'd love to help you. This is what happens when you're slap happy after a long, great conference. Hey, this is Mike Byrnes.
Helpful. And we should probably do that.